So I auditioned for Leila I want to say almost a year ago. Leila is set in a dystopian world. This show talks about some really scary, some really depressing and hard-hitting issues that unfortunately are just too real right now. Hey guys, and welcome back to Life Princess Size with me, Pallavi. So I have some very exciting news to share with you, and that is the reason I've been wanting to do this episode. I want to share with you that I've had a very exciting new release this weekend, and I want all of you to watch it. So if you're following me on my social media, you already know what this is about, and if you're not, I think this is the time to head on and do that. Here are my details. So I happen to star in a show which is a Netflix original in India, and the show is called Leila, and that just released on 14th of June. So this is really exciting. It's a really exciting time for Indian cinema, where we're doing such difficult and such different content. Leila really just shook all of us who were a part of it. The series is directed by Deepa Mehta and stars Huma Qureshi in the lead, along with lots of amazingly talented actors, me being one of them. So I just wanted to talk to you about my whole experience, what it is like for an actor to be a part of something so big, and what is the journey that an actor goes through for something like this. So I auditioned for Leila I want to say almost a year ago, and that was one of the hardest auditions of my life, because this character is so far removed from anything that I am or have ever experienced, thankfully. But Leila is set in a dystopian world. This show talks about some really scary, some really depressing and hard-hitting issues that unfortunately are just too real right now. Even though the show is set in the future, but those are issues that we're facing in this country today, and it's so important to have a conversation. It's so important to talk about these things. We talk about families being separated from each other. We talk about women being told how to talk, how to behave, what should their values be of being an Adarsh Bharatiya Nari. Now we talk about how we've destroyed the environment. There's no clean water, there's no clean air, the difference between the haves and the have-nots, and all these things that are set in the future, but really we know that these are all happening in this country today. But the difference is that today it's happening with a certain class of society, and in the future it's going to be each and every one of us. So I think it's really important to make content like this, talk about it, become aware, and just also understand what a position of privilege we're in, and try and do whatever we can to stop this from becoming a reality. So all of us actors, all of us on the crew of Leila have just tried to take this opportunity and make something honest, make something that could show a mirror to the society, and hopefully bring about a dialogue that we all are able to stop something like this from becoming a reality. Now coming to it, for me as an actor, I play this role of Kanika. So we're all women who are separated from our families, and we're put into a camp, and Kanika is one of those who has a little baby, and she's told that she can keep her baby with her in the camp. And it's a horrible, it's a depressing world where these women are literally tortured, but having her baby there with her is really her ray of hope. It's her glimmer, it's her sunshine on a cloudy day and all of that. But as it so happens that as part of the torture, her baby is snatched away from her, and then that just leads her to spiral. She protests, and then as a punishment for her protest, she is married to a I'm going to keep that a surprise for you if you haven't watched it yet, because that's where things get really difficult for Kanika. So just to sort of prepare for this role, I wanted to tell you how I went through it, what kind of a journey happened for me, and it may or may not be different for you. All of those who are aspiring actors, who want to do this, who want to go through such challenges, I'd love to hear from you. What are the processes that you undergo when you're preparing for a role, or if you just have any questions for actors. So I just wanted to take you through the process that an actor undergoes. So to get to something like this, you have to go through some auditions. I went through again one of the toughest auditions of my life. I thought I was doing a terrible job, but fortunately I got selected, and then we had a script reading session with all the actors, with all the directors, with the team from Netflix. And we really just got into the text. We really got a sense of where we're headed. We read 2 or 3 episodes, and that just really set a base for us, which is so important for an actor, to know what the text is, so that you're able to leave your text and then just allow yourself to become that character. Now here's when the real challenge happened for me. This character was so difficult and so different from me, and I had no idea on how to get into that character. So we had a week-long workshop with all actors, and that was that was extremely challenging for me, because every time I had to do something as Kanika, I felt like I was failing. I felt like I was doing a miserable job. And Deepa Mehta, who's such a senior director, she was there, and she was so patient, and she tried her level best to sort of guide me through the process. And we were both at our wits' end, and it was just really frustrating. I remember being so depressed for so long while I was doing that, and it was very, very challenging, because I never felt that kind of a struggle as an actor, because I've almost always kind of done roles in which I have to play a happy girl, or even if there are challenges in her life, they're small ones. But for Kanika, the challenges, the tasks that she was facing were insurmountable tasks, really. And to show something like that with authenticity, without it feeling gimmicky, was feeling like a real challenge. And I think that is when I had the turning point of the workshop. There was an exercise that we did wherein you had to just take one line from the text and say it with various emotions that were marked on the floor. So you stand in a box marked happy, and then you have to be happy. You stand in a box marked jealous, and you have to say the same line with jealousy. And that's really the moment where I sort of came into my own, and I could do justice to Kanika. And I had something very interesting. Deepa said to me, she sat me down and she said, "Pallavi, how have you been preparing for this role?" So I said, "Ma'am, I've thought about this character, I've written her backstory, I've watched documentaries on how these women are tortured, I've read these books." And she told me that, "Pallavi, I've been noticing you for all these days, and my feeling is that you're a very good instinctive actor." I think that's where my theatre training came in handy. I did a lot of theatre before I got into films full time. So for any of you who are aspiring to be actors, who want to get into the film line, I would very strongly, I can't stress on this strongly enough, that I would really urge you to first immerse yourself in theatre. Just find a good theatre group, be there, volunteer. Theatre will not pay you well or at all initially, but try, if you can, just immerse yourself, because the kind of learning that you get while being on stage every day, while facing a real live audience, I don't think there's anything in the world that prepares you like that can. I was fortunate enough to do a show called Zangura at the Kingdom of Dreams in Delhi, in Gurgaon. And I did more than 500 shows of that play. And I don't think I could have had a better learning experience, because even though that was a commercial Bollywood play, just facing a live audience 500 times, just doing something different with the same character day in and day out, it was such a learning experience. So that's why I would strongly urge all of you who want to get into this line to please start with theatre, because that is going to give you a base like nothing else. So I experienced a lot of things on this shoot. I had some really amazing co-actors. I had Huma Qureshi, we had Siddharth, we had Rahul Khanna, and a bunch of other talented girls. I also had a lovely dog as a co-actor. I also had to perform stunts wherein I had to jump off the 3rd story of a building with a full harness and everything, and it was so challenging, because I had the harness on for hours. And it was just such an amazing experience with the producers all there, and everybody's there watching over you, making sure you're okay. For the first time, we were all told that we are going to be shooting with zero makeup on. So nobody was allowed to touch their faces, nobody was allowed to do their eyebrows, nothing. So it was very interesting. It was actually one of the most relaxing shoots in that sense. Okay, so this is becoming a bit rambly, but I just wanted to share this moment with you, share the excitement of having a Netflix original show. I would love for all of you to watch it and leave me your comments. Let's have a discussion on what you thought. I feel acting is just such a great break from your daily life. There's nothing I love doing more. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope you enjoy watching Leila. Please leave me your comments. Please subscribe to my channel for lots more, and thank you.